Hi, welcome to Market Flow. Today I'll be doing a quick analysis on SPY, QQ, and as well I'm going to show you some of the hot stocks that I've been following, and if you have any suggestions you can list it in the comments below or in the chat, and feel free to as well make comments on things that I might be wrong, maybe things I'll be right, and that will be able to help me see maybe some things that I'm not seeing in the charts. But let's start going with the SPY. Today we had a sell-off, and it was mainly caused by a news that there was going to be a tax increase. And I mean, this type of news, they create some sort of panic sell, and then I wanted to show you where we stop and where we going, and this is the SPY 500. This right now what we're looking at is the futures, and as you can see right now, we have been going in a downtrend for some time. In the last 1, 2, 3 days we've been going in a downtrend, creating lower or higher lows, I guess lower lows and high and lower highs. This is a bearish trend, and a lot of people were thinking that we're about to sell off. However, we found support about the 41.20, and then from there we went above our downtrend line. We crossed that, and we are currently right now testing or back testing the trend line right here. Now this is a common this is a common thing for stocks to do. They cross the trend line and then they do a back test, and then there is a bullish momentum that comes in, and then it takes it higher again. So at this particular point, everything that has happened today, it's almost a textbook trade. We crossed the trend line, and then we're back testing it right now. Now, when should we get worried about the SPY 500? I think when we should get worried is if we close below this trend line, and then we start moving to the downside, and maybe we engage back into this trend line. That's where I will start worrying. But at this particular point, things look quite bullish, to be honest. Even though the bad news, normally I would not pay attention too much to the bad news, except that if you're able to cut the news and trade the news correctly. So if you heard the news right away and you buy some puts and you were able to I make some money out of that, I think that's great. Otherwise, news are normally, in my opinion, they're normally meant to play games with the psychology of retail investors. There's a news, and then retails start making moves, start selling their stocks, and so on. And then what's happening on the back end? Well, there's institutions who publish this news. There's a group of people who knew this news was coming out, and then what they did is they buy your stocks, and now they're gonna push it higher tomorrow. They buy it probably at a smaller price. They probably sold a lot of puts, and now a lot of people are holding them, and they're gonna make money out of it. So be aware of that. So at this particular point, we are not breaking down on the SPY, at least in the 1 hour. Let's look at the 1 day chart. And in the 1 day chart, we've gone through this before. If you look in my videos in the past, and I just give you a quick warning, this is going to be a long video just because I want to clarify where we at in the market and where we going. We currently have bullish momentum. I know we were in the oversold territory recently. However, we still have some of that. We tried to break down a little bit of that, and I think we're at the edge that if we break this support that we currently holding, which is about let's see, yeah, it's about 41.20, the one I was showing as well on the 1 hour chart. If we break down, I think the next one will come down to 40.61. Now this is what I see currently in the SPY. We just came from a correction recently in the market, And I believe that this part right here was our first leg in an impulsive move to the upside. And this is a very common move. And I'm going to show you as well the seasonal chart that supports this move right here. And let's start right here. I'm actually going to do the measurements. And I might be wrong, I might be right, but this is a Elliott impulsive wave right here. And we have wave 1 right here, which is a short wave. And then we have wave number 2, which is a long wave, which is this one right here. And then we're currently finishing the third wave. Normally, when we finish the third wave, we have a 30 correction. I mean, the rule says that we cannot go below the height that we had in the previous height. But normally it's a 30% correction, which I'm estimating that it can go to this particular point right here, 40.65, which was a support for these candles. And then we're gonna go on, and then we're gonna do another impulsive wave, which is going to be the 5th one, and that one should end at the end of the I'm not exactly sure how fast we're gonna do it, but it probably end up somewhere down here. Now let's look at the seasonality chart real quick and see if that support my thesis in where we currently are. Now, why this is the third wave? Well, if we do a measurement, and I probably have the measurement already right here, probably gonna make a different one. So if we do a measurement from here to the height of this point and then to the low, you will see that the target was 4190 or almost 4200, 4198. That was the target. That's when we sold off this green line right here, and we're consolidating between these two lines right here. And this is a normal trading environment that happens once we completed one of the waves. It happens right here. We consolidate for some time, we do some sort of a pullback, and then aggressively bulls step up, and then they push forward with momentum. I think that's what we're currently doing. We're consolidating right now. We may pull back again to this line rapidly, and then this is going to cause a lot of panic, but then bulls are going to step up, and this is worst case scenario, and then we're gonna make a move to, impulsive, the last move to the upside. Now I'm gonna delete these lines right here because we already done with those. I don't expect to move forward with those. If we experience a pullback, this is my target right here, and I wanted to show the seasonality chart. So this is the seasonality chart for the SPY 500. This is sort of a map, a data that has been collected since 2009. They collect this data for all the moves that the SPY has done, and then they compile it, an average of it. And as you can see, normally April, it's a really strong month, as well as March for the SPY. And as I was showing you earlier, well, right here I'll explain why we see two lines right here. We have the post-election year and then the average year, and I believe right now we're not doing a post-election year, because in the post-election year, at the beginning of April, we experienced a really sort of a crash, a really like a 10% correction. If you listen to Kathy Wood's interviews back in February, you will hear her say that they were expecting a 10% correction in the market, and they were preparing for that. However, we did not have that. What does that mean? We're not following this chart right now. We're not following the post-election year. We're following the average calendar year. And as we know, we did experience a downtrend on February, but it was not a 10% correction. It was more of a 5% correction or less. And then we have done an impulsive move on March. That was our first leg. We concluded that as I show you earlier in the graph, and then this is the third leg, the second leg right here. And right here on this second leg, we may consolidate sideways. That's what normally we do at April, at the end of the month. We finish pretty high. At this particular point, I'm not exactly sure if we are here My guess is that we are somewhere down here, and we're gonna consolidate sideways. We did a move to the downside, upside. Today it looked like we were about to break down, and then tomorrow I expected to make a lower high, and then we're gonna hold this support. This is if we follow the seasonality plan, we shall see that we're gonna hold this support level, at least for the SPY 500, and then eventually by the end of the month we're gonna experience for another impulsive move that is going to continue all the way to May. Now if this match what we're currently seeing on the SPY 500, which is the first move 1, and then move 2, and then we consolidate at the end of April, we may see another leg up all the way down here, and that should be part of the first days of May. Let me go back to the seasonality chart again. So if this map sustains if we sustain the data that has been relevant during years, this is what we're gonna do perhaps at the beginning of May. And I think this may be caused by the earnings next week. If earnings are good and we don't break our support lines right now, we can see a short squeeze, a little bit of a short squeeze. What does that mean? Well, there's a lot of shorts right now in the market. They think that we're gonna break down because of the taxes and whatever news are in the media right now. But I don't trade the news. I trade what's on the chart, and we currently haven't broken our support. Now if earnings are good in the next coming week and we don't break that support, then we can see another leg to the by the first week of May. And then after that, this is the part where a lot of people say, or you may hear the phrase sell in May and go away. Yeah, usually in average years the SPY does a small correction during May, but it's not a terrible correction, but it does experience a small correction, and then it kind of goes sideways from there, very little upside. Yeah, that's pretty much what the seasonality chart shows. So that's what I'm basing my thesis and what I see currently in the chart. We haven't break or support. I'm gonna look what the SPY looks like, because right now I'm looking at the futures. And one of the things that I want to share with you is, if the market wanted it to crash, today had enough reasons to do that, and we did not break down our support. There were enough bulls to step in, and they bought everything that everyone was selling. They want to buy cheap, and what do? They generate this news in the media. Oh, the market is about to crash. Oh, the taxes are going to decrease the earnings in the coming next years. And then what happened? Everyone starts panic selling. They sell their puts, people buy it, retail buy the puts, and then they buy their stock at really cheap prices. So that is what I see right now. If we don't break support, we should be good coming up in the next years. And as I can see in the futures, we're not breaking down right now. We had enough excuses to break down today. However, we were able to hold support, and we may just move sideways for the next day or so on, especially in Friday. We don't really move very much on Friday, but we'll see. Now if I go with QQ real quick, it's a very similar situation right now with QQ. Let's see, I'll go with futures. It's the same thing right now. This is sort of a bullish, and I can probably put yeah, there you go. Well, we are still holding, barely, we're still holding bullish momentum. We haven't made a lower low, we're still making higher highs. So that's the trend that we currently have. We made and close above our previous high. That's a bullish signal. And if we measured the QQs right now, as I was doing it with the SPY, you see that we completed the second leg of a or I guess the third wave on a fifth wave impulsive wave. So we are currently consolidating, same as the SPY right here. And as I've shown on QQs, let's go with QQs right here. Yeah, we're right here. We're still holding 35, 34 as support. We haven't break that. Now, if we break that, the next target will be 329. So if you watch my videos before, that's what I have shown, and it's a normal retracement for a second impulsive wave. A second impulsive wave, a 30% retracement, that's what is expected. So I wouldn't panic if we do that, because it's very likely there is going to be a lot of bulls. If we break this, there's going to be a lot of buyers that step up here, and then they're going to push the market higher to a third wave. So even if we break this level, 330 should stand as a good support. Yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts for QQ. In the short term, let's look short term for QQ. I know we were looking at yeah, in the short term, this is what the QQ charts look like. It's a little bit more messy. We do have a few gaps right here, but again, we don't have to fill them up right now. I mean, these gaps can be filled up later on the year, in September or October, when we have a correction. We have a first wave right here. This is the second wave. We're currently consolidating. This is known as a bull flag. You see, we have a very impulsive wave right here. We're currently consolidating. We haven't broke or trend right here, which should act as support. Look at this. Bulls step in here and they bought the sell-off. So I can see the market consolidating for a couple more days right here. And then if earnings are good, we should see an impulsive move to the upside. Now, if I measure this, if I measure this part right here, and then I show you where we can go, what's the lower that we can go on the QQ according to the Fibonacci extensions, it marks right here 330. So even if we break to the downside, which we may be outside of our channel, that would be a bad signal. But 30%, it's an expected number for a correction for a third wave in a 5 wave impulsive wave. So we're still pretty good right now. The big picture, it's right here. We have an impulsive wave, wave to the, we're currently consolidating. We're probably getting ready and building momentum to the upside. Next week, if earnings are good, you call it, one of these tech companies had an amazing year, we're gonna see an after hours or something like that, a huge impulsive move to the upside. So let's find out what happens. Right now, the 1 hour, it's getting to the oversold side. The 4 hour is getting to the oversold, and then we are getting close to the oversold for the 1 day. Normally, when we have 3 different time frames that are oversold, we generate an impulsive wave. We saw that earlier when we generated this impulsive wave. The 1 hour became oversold, the 4 hour became oversold, and then we generated the impulsive wave in which we just finished. So once all of these 3 finish the oversold wave, I'm going to go heavy on QQ because I think there is going to be a short squeeze. My target for QQ currently, let's do that right now. So this video is only going to cover QQ and SPY, and hopefully that can help a lot of traders right now who think that the market is about to crash. That's not my thesis right now, unless we break important support levels. It is okay to buy insurance and protect yourself from a downside, that's perfectly fine. So yeah, we completed it right there, the impulsive move, perfectly. Now if we hold this support that we currently have and we don't go any lower, if we go somewhere lower, my target will change. And apologize for how messy the chart is. This is the 1 hour, so like there will be more lines in the 1 hour than in the 1 day, especially if we look at the higher frames. But 360, that is my target right now. If we hold support 360, it's my target for this wave, and then this wave can go on for a few months, or at least, yeah, May. Yeah, so 360 is my target for right now. Again, if you see something that I'm wrong, please put it in the comments below. I'm quickly gonna review 2 more stocks. I'm gonna review Tesla, and then I'm gonna review NIO. And I think these are some of the most popular stocks right now. So Tesla, real quick, what's going on with Tesla? Well, we're holding this support right here. We're closing above the 15 moving average. We're doing a consolidation. There's a few things that worry me about Tesla right now. One of them is that my target for this impulsive move was right here, 880. That would have been, because this is, if we consider this the first leg. Now maybe if we consider this the first leg, my target was 880. However, we finish right here at 670, and this is something that worries me a little bit, because that means that this was probably just a zigzag correction to the downside. Yeah, so we have this impulsive way down, and then we had this zigzag correction, and then bulls came in here. They didn't allow it to move to the upside, and they're trying to break it down. If that is the case, and this is the, I guess I want to give you the side of both traders, the bull trades and the bear guys. So if this is true, then I'm gonna quickly measure right here. Like Tesla is not out of the woods. It's kind of is, but it is not really. Tesla can experience a correction all the way to these levels right here, 400. Yeah, and if we do that, now this is not a crazy idea that we correct all the way over here. Many traders have an eye, at least bears. This is where bears will, there's a gap right here that we never close, and there is traders, investors, you call it, they have their eyes on this particular, look at that, it's a perfect it is a perfect target. I didn't make it up. I measured right here top to bottom, and then from the top that we currently did, which is a zigzag, we may break all the way to 400. Now I mean, this is a little bit like this goes against my view of what I was going with the SPY and the QQs. This goes a little bit against it, just because if we break down in such a violent move on the downside with Tesla, it's very likely that other EV stocks and perhaps other stocks in the market may do the same. That's something to be careful. Now there is something to be aware. Tesla has not been trading the same way that other stocks have recovered. Like if you notice, Tesla did not recover as much as other stocks did. Let's break another example just so we know. Now that you know what potential risk you have on Tesla. Like, I want you to give you this warning right now that we have completed a 5-way movement to the downside. We have completed it a ABC correction. We did not did an impulsive move to the upside. If we have done an impulsive move to the upside, guess what? We wouldn't be talking about a correction. If this leg would have closed above right here, this level, like right now, everyone wouldn't be safe about Tesla. Maybe some people would call it a double top, who knows. But at this particular point, there is two theses. One to the downside, which engaged perfectly with the gap that we have at 400, and then one to the upside, which is, as long as we don't break this trend support and we don't break the 15-minute moving average, as long as we hold the 50 moving average, we are probably going to move higher. Hopefully we can make a higher high, and then that will dissolve the thesis that bears have. But at this particular point, be aware of what's going on. I know I'm taking some time in this video, but I want to go in depth on this particular stock, especially today after the sell-off. Going through different stocks outside of the index can give you a clear view of where the market can go. And as right now, I see a very strong thesis for the bears. But I mean, as far as right now it goes, we still have we're still trending to the upside. So let's see what happened with Tesla and with earnings. Let's find out what NIO is doing. Okay, so NIO, different from Tesla, it just broke recently this triangle or consolidation to the upside, and the good thing about NIO is that it didn't sell off as Tesla did today, or as other stocks. That gives you sort of a confidence that perhaps there is more bulls in this particular stock. We closed about the 20 moving average. That was a bull signal. Today we went all the way to 40, and that is sort of a resistance level right there. And then we just did a back test, and that's normal. We did a green candle. That's pretty good. And different from Tesla, well, we're still holding our forward momentum. Look at this. Today we created a higher high in the RSI. This is another confirmation that we are in this is a bullish signal. It worries me that if Tesla sell off, NIO may sell off a little bit, but as far as right now goes, the next target, it's right here, the 15 moving average. If we close above the 15 moving average, we are probably getting into a safe zone as well, because we're going to build supports to the downside. And same as Tesla, we completed a 5-wave to the downside. This one looks, I don't know, it's not as clean. So yeah, I think everything looks good here with NIO in the short term. Let's review NIO on the short term and see what we can see. So in the 1-hour chart, this is what's happening right here. 1-hour chart. Yeah, we backtest this support right here, and man, you can see that this is a more bullish stock. As soon as it hit this level, lots of buyers came in. They didn't even care about the news. They bought it and push it all the way to have a green candle. Now this looking like a bear flag right here. Impulsive move to the upside, consolidation, probably getting ready for another leg to the upside. Hey, hopefully the next target is 43, the 50 moving average. We still have to pass 42. 42 was the 42 was a time that right here there was a little bit of a sell-off, so there is sort of between 40 and 42, that's current resistance. Once we clear that 43, so it's one step at the time. What do I see here with NEO? Well, look at this. We have positive momentum on the 4 hour, on the 1 day. We're currently having negative momentum on the 1 day, but as long as we move sideways and we don't do an impulsive sell, I think we're good. Worst case scenario, we are still holding this trend line right here. So if we were to sell for some reason, there will be buyers that will step up at these levels. You call it the 20 moving average, about 37, or even down here at this trend line. But this support worked for today. Hopefully we hold that above it. I don't see it moving higher like tomorrow. I think it's just going to consolidate and maybe wait for earnings. It's not very clear right now that we're going to do an impulsive move to the upside. So anyway, those are my thoughts. Please let me know if you have different opinions and maybe something that I'm missing here. Currently staying bullish in the market, and please like the bond and share it if you find it useful. Subscribe. I'll be doing more live streaming like this and probably go through other popular stocks. Thank you for watching and have a great day.